Period, new paragraph. 2020, 8/14, 3:37 a.m. Zero. 8, the 14th. So you have so many gears going on, so many things happening that all affect each other at the same time. So you have Gene Roddenberry taps into into the same thing that Terra was afraid of, and Terra and his army attacked the ziggurat of Eridu, and seized the library, went to Egypt, built the pyramids, and the pyramids are a electromagnetic radar array radio telescope, but designed to pick up more than just radio waves. They're designed to pick up any kind of EM and channel it, and then condense it, and then condense it into the laboratories or the sound chambers to be able to be listened to and recorded. The pyramids were then, when the Hyksos invaded 300 years later, the Old Kingdom had to evacuate, and one of the places they evacuated to was to the Italian peninsula, and one of the cities they built was the city of Samhain. The city of Samhain is basically Halloween, which is it's when the light is starting to go down from spring. The opposite of Samhain is spring, Easter-ish, May Easter, March 12th, in that general neighborhood, March 12th to May 1st. And in that time period, you have some very difficult things going on. Okay. So the end of period, new paragraph. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. Well, the setting sun, it sets in a seasonal format. It sets in October, and then it goes through its dark phase, December 21st, Yule, and then starts to grow back up. February 2nd, Imbolc. So the setting sun, so it rises in the east and sets in the west. Well, that setting sun, that the place where the sun sets, is the name of what Rome used to be called. Now, its nickname is the city of Seven Hills. But the problem is that neither the character of seven, the Arabic word seven, nor the concept in Latin of seven, the spelling Seven, existed, because those letters didn't exist yet. They were not invented yet. They were in a language that was still previously not created. So, knowing that language was not created, but the sound of Saban, phonetically spelled Saven, although actually spelled Samhain, as in Samhain. English people look at it and say Samhain, Samhain, but it's actually Savan in Gaelic. The city of Seven Hills is the same subject. And the city of Seven Hills, with 5 of the 7 making up the foundation of the enterprise itself, it starts becoming a little bit on the weird side. No, 4. Because the Aventine Hill is on the other side of the Palatine Hill. So you have a a mountain of things going on here. So Terah attacked the ziggurat to possess the library of God. Not understanding how any of it worked, he possessed the library of God, and he was killed, and some of his other children were killed, and most of his army was killed. But that which left Abraham, and most of his army was killed, and his sons and his family members and such were killed. But it did leave Abraham alive. Period. New paragraph. Abraham being alive allowed for Abraham to take the library, the plates, the golden plates, to Egypt, leave them there for the family members that were allowed to, and his people that were allowed to stay in Egypt. He said, "Stay here, and I'll send my son back, or my sons of sons back, to rule my culture in Egypt. I'm going to be exiled in the Levant lands, but my sons will come back, and will do good things here." Period. New comma. New paragraph. Of the really good things that occurred is the pyramids and the causeways, which are still clearly in evidence. Period. What is not in evidence, on the other hand, is the functionality and the structure of why the pyramids were built, because they were not great. That's pure fiction. So you have, now switching subjects slightly different. Period. New paragraph. So you have a string of cities of pillars, from Herculopolis to Memphis, Memphis used to be called Luz, which is a couple of generations after Abraham. You have Jacob, and Jacob changes the name, leaves leaves Memphis leaves Luz to head to the light place to be able to build his ladder. Now, this is where things get a little bit funky. And by a little bit funky, I mean more than a little funky. Period. New paragraph.